Hey, what up guys? Welcome back to the arcade. This is Jack, and hi. It's been a while since I made a video, so I apologize about that. I've had the new PC for a little over a week now, give or take, and I've just been kind of enjoying setting things up and tweaking the settings a little bit to squeeze as much juice out of this thing as possible. And at the same time, I've also been streaming on Twitch and just playing a multitude of different games and just kind of getting back into the motions again, going through the motions of doing streams, because the majority of the content that you're going to be seeing on here, as well as going back and forth between on Twitch, is going to be live. Basically, at the end of the day, I am going to be translating what I do in my gaming life in the form of content creation. And I wanted to go a little bit more in depth and to explain that on here in today's video. And whenever I do make a video like this, that's more or less 10 to 15 minutes long, give or take. There won't be a face cam with that, but I still wanted to have one kind of a face-to-face with this one, as well as the fact that whenever I do go live, it's going to be similar to what you're seeing now, because obviously when you live stream, there's going to be the face cam, there's going to be the background that you're seeing here, transitions and all that kind of stuff, and all sorts of different things. So and it's pretty tweakable. So all the different feedback in terms of preferences are always welcome. So but anyway, I wanted to get into what you can expect on here, so that way when you guys do tune in, for whatever reason, whether you see something in video form that I make or whether you tune into live stream, so that way you guys know. So obviously I've embraced my my gaming roots, right, as of recently with the rebranding and everything, in terms of going to be playing different games. Now, is there always going to be a competitive multiplayer side to me that absolutely adores a first-person shooter multiplayer? Granted, it's fun, absolutely, but at the same time, I'd be doing myself as a gamer a huge disservice by not playing so many of these other games that are out, that are coming out, or that are currently out. So, and that's and at the same time, over the last 6.5 years or so of doing this whole YouTube thing, I've learned quite a lot. So basically, at the end of the day, it's all about having fun, and one of the biggest things that I enjoy is the interaction with you guys, whether it's in the comment section or whether it's whenever I go on live streams, whether it's here on Twitch. And because I'm not as limited anymore on hardware, it's very easy to kind of satisfy both sides of the spectrum, right? So for instance, let's say on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I was streaming on Twitch, right? And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday I stream on here, for instance, right? Let's say I'm on Twitch and I'm playing through a certain game, right? Very easy to hit that record button, put that video in video form here for YouTube, and you guys that are not watching on Twitch or whatnot and that enjoy that sort of thing can kind of watch here on YouTube. And at the same time, the live interaction is always great. And speaking of live interaction, one thing I also want to talk about is the podcast style vids that I've been making recently. Now, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy making them, but it just makes all the sense in the world that if I'm going to do it solo, it just makes sense to do kind of like a highlight in terms of subjects that I want to talk about over a course of a 10 to 15 minute video, as opposed to something that would last 45 minutes to an hour and a half, for instance, unless I had a co-host. Now, if I had a co-host at any given time, much easier to do something like this to where it lasts longer, and I have a co-host to talk to, and at the same time it would be live. So because when you have two sides of the same coin, like for instance myself and then my co-host talking about a variety of subjects, and at the same time involving the chat, that's the way it is. Because also at the same time, when you look at a podcast, there's got to be a co-host, right? It's simple as that. There's got to be a guest, right? So so it just makes a lot more sense to do a 10 to 15 minute video if I just wanted to talk about interesting piece of gaming news or something like that, as opposed to doing an hour and a half commentary on it. So so yeah, I just wanted to kind of iterate that. So the podcast videos will happen, but only with co-hosts, so or a guest host. And also, whenever, as I mentioned, translating what I do in the gaming and nerdy world that I do in terms of gaming and everything like that, like whenever a new trailer for a game that I'm interested in or would be interested in comes out, I'm watching it. And I'm also a fan of the platform, so I'm watching other people watch it, whether they're on live stream or whether they make a video reacting to it or something like that, right? Because I'm interested to know what their thoughts are, right? So I could make videos like that as well, or breakdowns, for instance, right? Or I could do like for instance, I could do a reaction video, for instance, and let's say right after that, just break it down and give my overall thoughts, and at the same time involve you guys as well. So these things could happen live. These things could happen, they don't have to happen live as well. But that's the kind of content that I want to make, literally translating my gaming world into the form of content. And as I mentioned already, streaming is by far one of my favorite forms. It's videos and streaming are like two sides of the same coin, and I love doing both. But at the end of the day, whenever I get on to play something, so sometimes I have more time to play, sometimes I have a little bit less. You guys know how it works. There's real life stuff that happens. But for the most part, I've been pretty consistent throughout the years in terms of gaming. It's always been a part of my life. So whenever I do play something, there really is no excuse to not hit that live button, right? And to not go live, especially now, since I'm no longer limited anymore. And since I love the interaction, always have, always will. So basically that is what this is going to turn into. So for those of you guys that like playthroughs, whether it's live or not quite live, depending on the day of the week and schedule and which platform I stream on or whatnot, for that day or part of the week, you can still find it here. You can still find it there if you prefer the VODs or whatnot. But again, like I said, very easy for me to translate that into video form and to put that on here, because I do know that there are those of you that prefer this platform, YouTube, over Twitch, and at the same time vice versa. So it's like we can do both. We can do both. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, and also playing the different games live and stuff like that. And one of the things that I will eventually end up doing, because it's already been kind of humbly requested, is obviously Elden Ring. So and again, I'm a complete Souls noob, so getting on here and playing Elden Ring for the first time, and of course on Twitch for the first time, while having you guys that know a lot more about RPGs as well as the Souls games themselves guiding me through in terms of what this means, what that means, because just when I watch streamers or whatnot, and when they go through the entire menus of abilities and stuff like that, and what all this is, it's like, it could be pretty overwhelming. So, you know, to be lightly guided as well when you're playing a game or whatnot until you get to a certain rhythm is something that, again, all part of the interaction. At some point in time, I went through that in real life, and going over to a friend's house when I never played a certain game before, and it's like, no, do this or go this way, and no, this is how this works. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's basically what this channel is going to literally be about. And again, it's like literally hitting the reset button on this channel, which I have absolutely no problem. I've learned a lot of things in the past, sure, but I'm very open to learning as I continue to do something that I enjoy doing. Because this is different, familiar but yet different, so there's always room to learn, always room to get better. So, and I personally can't wait to interact with you guys and everything like that. I've been getting my feet wet again back on Twitch, and it's been a great feeling. Playing a game like this one here, Psychonauts 2, great game. Batman Arkham Knight, a lot of fun. So it's a good time. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, and sharing it with you guys, as I mentioned before. So yeah, that's pretty much what you can expect on here. So I just kind of wanted to do this little face-to-face video, so that way you guys would be aware, and so that way you would know. Anyway, that's all I got. So let me know all the feedback down in the comment section, whether it's for a specific game that you want to see or whatnot. I got plenty in my backlog that I will eventually get to, and yeah, and it's always very easy to play a multitude of games throughout the week and then just finish a multitude of games throughout that week. So, or maybe in the course of 2 or 3 weeks. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get started on here, because I've been over on Twitch, and now I want to translate that into here and to get everything going here in video and as well as live stream form. So anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.